body bags where horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. It's cold. My name's James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer. And this evening I wanted to bring you a Danish movie called Speak No Evil. So we follow a Danish couple and they have like a daughter. I'm not sure, maybe she's 8 or something like that. Maybe 8 or 9. And yeah, they're on holiday, like Tuscany, like somewhere in Italy anyway. And they kind of like have this kind of big villa or something where they're staying, and then in the evening they kind of all sit down, all these families together, and like have meals together and stuff like that. And we have this Dutch couple with a son, maybe he's like 6 or something like that, maybe. Anyway, very, very quiet son. But yeah, this Dutch couple, they're a bit late to this kind of like holiday thing, so they're introducing themselves at this kind of like dinner table, so we kind of get to know them a little bit, and they strike up a friendship with this Dutch couple, with this Danish couple. And then we're a few months later, we're at the Danish couple's house. It's kind of like they have this dinner party, and you can see the dad's kind of not really into it all. You can see he's kind of like drifting a little bit. And out of the blue, they get this letter from this Dutch couple inviting them to stay with them. The mum's a bit dubious about it. She's like, yeah, we don't really know them. But you can see that the dad is like just looking for something different. You can see he's just kind of a bit bored. The mundane kind of monotony of his life. He just wants something just a little different. And so, well, they end up deciding to go. So they travel off, they drive over there, not too far, Denmark to the Netherlands. So yeah, they make the drive, and then they're kind of in this secluded house. They go there anyway. So yeah, it's all fine to start with. They're getting on and things like that. And there's things you have this awkwardness that starts to creep in. There's like just a few of the comments that are said. It's like these Danish people, they're kind of, how would I describe them? They're very placid, okay? They're very kind of calm, especially him. He's kind of like doormat kind of sort of person. She has a little more, well, we'll find out like when it comes to her daughter, and like she has a little bit more fight back, because yeah, it's she starts to get annoyed because like there's this stuff going on that it's starting to be on the verge of rudeness, kind of like how the Dutch are being. They're kind of really starting to take them out of their comfort zone, and then there's really weird things going on, and like they don't like how the son has been treated. So they actually decide to leave the house in the cover of darkness at night time. Oh no, very, very early hours of the morning, they decide to leave. I'm not going to go into details of why they're leaving. Just, let's just say the relationship is deteriorating quite fast. I think they're kind of virtual strangers, and it's becoming very apparent this. But anyway, so they leave, they're driving away. And then the little girl realizes that she's left her favorite teddy. So it's like, that's getting the dad thinking, because earlier on in the film, like they're going walking and she's left her teddy back at the villa, so when on holiday, and she's like really upset, and the dad's like, oh fine, I'll go back and get it. And they bump into this Dutch couple, and the Dutch dad is like, that's a really cool thing, you went and got your daughter's teddy, respect. And you can see he's making the Danish guy feel pretty happy about it. And you can see that there's this moment in the car. It's like, I've got to go back and get this teddy. It's kind of like hero sort of thing for the girl. So they drive back to the house. He goes in, and then of course the girl finds it in the car. But then the mom goes to find where the dad is. And of course the Dutch couple are up. So they're talking, and there's kind of a bit of a reconciliation. Like they're apologizing sort of thing. And so they convince them to stay And so they're going out for dinner and stuff like that. And there's weird things happening, like the kids aren't invited. They have this weird babysitter over, and they're uncomfortable about that, the Danish couple. And then they go to this place. It's like this weird tavern sort of thing, and everything's in Dutch, and they're not really being helpful. And then they're getting really drunk and stuff like that. And you can see it's just falling out again. It's like it's getting bad, the relationship. And yeah, there's just more and more things going wrong. The dad's trying to make best of it, especially when they have like this bonding moment. Like he's kind of pours his heart out to the Dutch dad, and it's kind of like he's just basically not happy with life, sort of thing. And so they start to build up a bit of a friendship. But like I said, it kind of escalates, it gets worse. And then he stumbles across this. There's this other building that they had. And it's kind of set up. It's like the Dutch dad knows he's walking around. You can see him at one point watching him from distance. But he sets it up. He leaves some lights on, makes some noise. So the Danish dad wanders over and he finds these photos of something that's like, you piece together what the hell is going on. You understand why the boy is. You kind of understand why the boy is so quiet, but it's dismissed as something else. And then you start to piece together why he's really quiet. Especially when you go a little further through the house. And the dad makes a discovery and he's like to his family, we have to leave now. Gets him in the car, driving off. Then he thinks he's been followed by the Dutch family, the Dutch father. Takes the car off-road, gets stuck, of course. So then he goes off to try and get help and comes back to the car and they're not there. And he's freaking out, goes to the road. And the mum has called the Dutch family because she doesn't know what he saw. He didn't tell her. And it just all unfolds. And to speak no evil, yeah, the evil comes out and you find everything. And this is what I don't want to give away in this review. It's like, yeah, it's very nasty what happened. It's kind of surprising what happens as well. But then it also shows you the difference of characters. This utter strength and belief of some characters. And then other characters are just meek and mild and do what they say. And there's even a point of reference where that's like, why are you doing this? And that's told, because you're just doing it for us. It's kind of really, you're just saying yes. Yeah, it's kind of really shocking, the ending. Like I really kind of was thinking about this a lot afterwards. So what would you do in that situation? It's like everyone's different, and it's kind of like a cultural thing as well. The different cultures between like Denmark and the Dutch. It's like there's similarities between countries, but there's also a lot of differences between countries. I mean, I live in Finland, and many people think the Finns and the Swedes are just the same. It's like, hell no, they're so different. Even the languages are massively different. There's no kind of, there's similarity to the language. They are completely different languages, and how the people are is so different. And it's kind of like, it's put together really well in this film. Okay, some couple is a bit psycho and all that, but it's portrayed really well. And it's a really excruciating film at times that you're squirming watching it, and you're like, why do you decide to do these things? And it was a really good watch. It made my top 10 of the year. And yeah, it kind of flicks between, obviously they're speaking English because Danish and Dutch language is very different. Because the Dutch, they're like Dutch Flemish. They're not speaking French within the movie because obviously you have different Flanders regions and things like that, Holland and the Netherlands and things. So yeah, the Dutch couple speak Dutch, the Danish people speak Danish when they're kind of conversing with each other, and then the common language is English. So at times there's subtitles, but it shouldn't make a difference anyway. But this is a really, really good entertaining film, and it's definitely one that sticks with you, and I would highly recommend you check it out. Speak no evil. Okay, thanks very much. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you next week. Great. Good night.